Tubman was born into slavery, and she suffered a traumatic head wound early in her life. She was severely injured in the face when a slave owner attempted to throw an iron weight at another slave, and instead of hitting the young man, the weight hit her on the left side of her head. Their injury caused her side effects like dizziness, pain, and intervals of hypersomnia that followed her throughout her lifetime. Hypersomnia causes excessive sleepiness. While she was helping fugitives with the Underground Railroad, she would undergo the side effects from being hit with the weight. Harriet Tubman. You slaves never listened to me. You asked for this? Harriet Tubman was an American abolitionist as well as a humanitarian. And an armed scout. Also, she was a spy. She had a passionate faith in God, but whether she was Christian or not remains unclear. Tubman's owner had tried to sell her when she became ill, and this made her angry. She prayed every night asking God to change his ways. After a while, she had changed her prayer to, "Oh Lord, if you ain't never going to change that man's heart, kill him, Lord, and take him out of the way." Then a week later, her owner, Brodus, died. This gave her the perfect opportunity to escape slavery. She escaped slavery in the year 1849, and once she had escaped, she had to help her family before she helped anyone else. She traveled to Maryland to help her entire family make a trip to Philadelphia in order to be safe. Then she continued to help others to freedom using the Underground Railroad. She got the name Moses after the prophet Moses in the Bible who led his people to freedom. What are you doing?
Brodus, I'm sick. Achoo!
I have to sell her now. Hello, my name is Brodus. Will you please buy my slave Harriet Tubman? No. Oh.
Oh Lord, please have Brodus change his ways.
Get up, you slave, and get to work.
Oh Lord, if you ain't never going to change that man's heart, kill him, Lord, and take him out of the way.
Brodus is dead. Perfect. It's gotta escape, and it has to be today. Yes, I've escaped.
This is harder than I thought. I'm getting a little dizzy. Yes, I'm free!
Harriet Tubman was very ecstatic when she became free. She had said, "When I found I had crossed that line, I looked at my hands to see if I was the same person. There was such a glory over everything. The sun came like gold through the trees and over the fields, and I felt like I was in heaven." I'm in heaven!
The Underground Railroad was a secret system that was organized by people to help men, women, and children who were slaves escape slavery. Even though it was called the Underground Railroad, it was not underground or a railroad. Working for the Underground Railroad was not only extremely dangerous at the time, but also illegal. Conductors of the railroad led the fugitives from one station to the next station. Stations were mostly abolitionist homes, but they were sometimes churches or caves. Supporters helped by donating food or clothing for transportation to the railroad. Transportation was mostly in the form of a boat or train, and sometimes on foot or a wagon. The railroad began before the Civil War and helped abolish slavery. The railroad started in the 1700s and peaked during the 1840s and 1850s. As many as 50,000 African Americans escaped from slavery by using the Underground Railroad. It provided food, shelter, and transportation for slaves.
If you were a slave and you would like to escape, someone would sing "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot" as a signal, and you would be smuggled that night to different safe houses until you reached the North or Canada, where you would achieve your freedom. The reason the Underground Railroad was called the Underground Railroad was because the activities had to be secret and it was illegal. And railroad was because it was a system of transportation. Also, the supporters of the Underground Railroad used railroad code to communicate in secret language. Harriet Tubman was a person of great importance to the Underground Railroad. She led hundreds of slaves to North for freedom by using the Underground Railroad. Doing this, she risked her life, but she was going to slave states and taking slaves away from their owners in order to be free. She became one of the most famous conductors of the Underground Railroad. If anyone ever changed their minds during the journey and wanted to go back, she held up a gun to their face and said, "You'll be free or die a slave." She knew that if anyone wanted to turn around, it would put herself and the other slaves. Harriet, I want to go back. I can't handle this journey.
Free or die a slave.
Yes, Harriet. Harriet Tubman confidently told Frederick Douglass that in all of her trips to the railroad, 19 trips, she never lost a single passenger. As she said herself, "On my Underground Railroad, I never run my train off the track and I never lost a passenger." At one point, the rewards for her capture totaled up to $40,000, but she was never captured.
Come with me and I'll take you to freedom. What if we get caught? Don't worry, I've done this many times.
Where are we going?
We're going to the Underground Railroad to get you some help. Follow me. Here we are, freedom.
Is this really it? Am I free now?
Yes, welcome to the land of the free.
Thank you so much!
Once the Fugitive Slave Act was passed, Harriet had to find a new route for the Underground Railroad. The Fugitive Slave Act made it legal for anyone to return a free black back to the South, no matter their rights. So Harriet Tubman had to reroute the Underground Railroad in order to make it go to Canada. Canada was a safe place because it is not a part of the United States of America, so no one could take blacks from Canada. How can I reroute the Underground Railroad so I'm not taking anyone to the north? Because if I take them there, they'll be captured. Oh, I can make it so the path goes to Canada so they'll be free in Canada.
The Underground Railroad ended once the Emancipation Proclamation was passed. The Emancipation Proclamation was passed in order to abolish slavery. So once the Civil War ended, so did the Underground Railroad, because with no slavery, there was no use for the Underground Railroad. The head injury from Harriet's early life greatly affected her as she aged. She got brain surgery to help ease the pain. She was put in a resting home afterwards. Not too long after, she died of pneumonia in the year 1913.
Oh no, Harriet's dead!